Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Crysalyst Life. I am Katrina White.
And I am Susan Lynne. Welcome.
Excellent. Wow, we're going to have quite the conversation about today's conversation.
Ideally.
What's our topic today?
Our topic today is nonviolent communication.
What does that mean?
Well, this was put together by a man named Martin Rosenthal. You can look it up, Google it. And the conversation steps are designed to ensure that people don't get triggered into a fight, flight, or freeze response when they're communicating.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Because when you feel, let's say, under attack in a conversation, what happens is our amygdala, these two almond-shaped glands here, they get activated so that our body and our whole system goes into fight, flight, or freeze, because it's survival time if you're, let's say, under attack in a conversation. Okay, and this can be very subtle. It doesn't have to be wild. It could be a business conversation where you feel your heart starting to pound. That means your amygdala have been activated. Okay, so it's not like we physically fight or run away or freeze.
Although secretly, in some cases, we'd like to.
I would love to, sometimes. It's how does that show up in a conversation in business? Well, fight could be like I'm just getting more aggressive in the conversation.
Right.
Okay, that's going to trigger your amygdala. And flight could be I'm getting very defensive. I'm just trying to make this unhappen. Okay, and freeze could be I just shut down and stop talking. Okay, so it's really my survival instincts have kicked in, and they're not serving me if I do want to have some real communication here. So, Martin Rosenthal identified 4 steps in a conversation that keeps us in meaningful contact.
Perfect.
We're in contact, okay, instead of all these other things going on.
There's a positive energy between yourself and the person you're communicating with.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because first of all, I'm going to take a breath. And then I'm going to calm down.
Right.
And then I'm going to go into these 4 steps.
Okay.
So, if you wouldn't mind, could you put your glasses on and read something?
Yes, happy to. So I'm going to ignore you.
Oh, thanks.
And I'm going to read actually this fabulous book by Brendon Burchard, The Motivation Manifesto. Yeah. Actually, I'm enjoying it more than I'm enjoying talking
Katrina,
to you.
I'm just jumping in here.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's say that this was a situation and I felt that I was starting to get, my heart was pounding, I was starting to get my feelings hurt. Okay, so...
Because I ignored you and went to my book.
I got many choices in what I can do here.
Right.
I could say, you don't care about me. That could be one way.
Yep.
And that may not lead to some constructive conversation. Or, here's the 4 steps. I could say, when I notice you put your glasses on and pick up the book, so when I'm starting over here and I'm just making an observation, that's factual. When I notice you put your glasses on and pick up the book, I think that you're ignoring me and you don't care about me. Okay? And that, or I imagine, or I guess. Okay, I'm owning that. But that's an assumption over here.
Is that your feeling?
That's not a fact. I'm just owning this.
Right.
I think, and then I go to my heart, and I feel, well, my feelings are a bit hurt. And I kind of feel rejected.
Even though if that was not the intention of the other person,
exactly,
that's your choice to feel that way.
These are all my assumptions. I'm just
assumptions.
Owning that this is going on in me over here.
Right.
And then the 4th one is I need. And whatever that is, I need to check this out with you. Or I need to chat with you at the moment as if we could. So you're just checking something out with them. And then you could come back to me with, so when I use these 4 steps that Martin Rosenthal identified, nonviolent communication, I make an observation that's factual. I say what I think in my head and my intellect. I say what I feel in my heart, and then I make a request of Katrina. So I need to check it out with you, like what's going on for you. And then your amygdala is not triggered.
Right.
So what's it like for you over here?
Right.
What are you feeling when I'm talking to you that way?
Well, what's really interesting about this whole dynamic is that my intention could very well be that I picked up Brendon Burchard's book because I wanted to find a great quote to complement what you were about to say. But your fear-based conversation that was going in your head was, oh, she's ignoring me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I just
I love the 4 steps
Yeah.
because then that re-engages. I can provide clarity.
Right.
Because I'll understand where you're coming from.
Right.
And you'll understand that my intention was not to diss you,
Right.
but was to add to what
Yeah.
you were saying.
Yeah.
Love this concept.
And we still get along.
Yeah.
And we still love each other.
Aww.
And we did have a difference of perception here.
Isn't that great?
And
though?
you just can imagine this coming up. We just picked a light little example.
Yeah.
But you can imagine this coming up all over the place, in business, at a home.
With your teenagers
You
or
can.
anyone.
Yeah, this is great for a conversation with a teenager because they've got an intellect and they can engage in a conversation like this instead of so often the dynamic of kind of maybe reprimand and defend, and it just turns into a dynamic that's not real communication.
That's right.
Because it's more defending, attacking. Whenever that kind of thing's going on, real communication is not happening.
Correct. Wow. This is so valuable for every single aspect of your life every single day.
Yeah.
Whether it's you
Yeah.
know, driving in the car,
Yeah.
even though you're in a car and somebody else is in a car, but somebody honks, that's a
Right.
form of communication.
Right, exactly. You're
and
making
how
an
are you
assumption.
reacting to that?
Yeah.
Exactly. I actually remember that happening to me, and somebody kept honking, and I'm like throwing them the bird, and I'm getting really upset.
Yes.
Because I'm a very aggressive driver. Well, I used to be.
Yeah.
And actually, he was trying to tell me that my coat was out of the
Hello.
door.
Were you
And it was
embarrassed?
dragging.
Were you a little bit embarrassed?
So embarrassed.
You know, that's a great example of how these when I see, I think, I feel, and I need to check it out with you, these 4 steps help us to avoid the projection. Some people call it transference,
Right.
or it's really assumptions or misperceptions, so that you can move through those steps and stages and calm yourself down. And it could be in traffic. You could be thinking to yourself, well, when I see that person swerving through traffic, that's an observation, that's a fact. I think they're a reckless driver, and I feel afraid, and I want to call the police or figure out what's going on, or I want to get mad at them. And what could be going on? They could be driving somebody to the hospital who's in labor.
Yes.
So we really
Anything's possible.
We do make assumptions all over the place, and we don't realize it.
Yes.
And it can really be more calming and just more pleasant to just inquire within. Am I making an assumption?
I love
And
this.
can I check it out?
This is so great. Wow. Again, a demonstration, as you said, going within.
Yeah.
Because everything about Crysalyst and our Crysalyst Life show is about going within so
Yeah.
that you can inwardly and then outwardly create the life that you love. So we hope you've enjoyed this episode of Crysalyst Life.
We've enjoyed bringing it to you.
We have, and I think we had a great communication happening here.
And I'm still talking to you, and I still love you.
Always love you. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Crysalyst Life.
We love you.
Ciao, ciao. Mwah.